Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, we have an absolutely hilarious clip today of Donald Trump talking about Israel and Iran and the United States and that little ceasefire agreement, which sort of just blew up in everybody's face. And you got to find comedic relief where you can, because things aren't looking so good these days. And so this little clip here is actually Trump dropping the F-bomb, which is maybe one of the first times I've ever actually heard him swear. I don't know if I've ever heard him swear before. He's not a guy, he's really politically correct in that regards, which is rather shocking. But one thing I will say, this ceasefire agreement has been an absolute disaster. I mean, nobody knows who broke the ceasefire. It was like sort of ambiguous from the beginning. Trump came out and said like, yeah, there's a ceasefire agreement that's going to be talked about within like the next 6 hours. He's coming out on like Truth Social and saying this, and then all of a sudden like Iran's like, wait a minute, we've never heard about this ceasefire. Like, what are you talking about, dude? And then like another Iranian official comes out and says, oh yeah, we agreed to the ceasefire. And then like 20 minutes later, like the ceasefire is like broken, right? So like, what's going on here, right? So like people didn't know about it. So Trump announces it, then we get confirmation that Iran didn't know about it, and then we get confirmation like 20 minutes after that they did know about it, and then like 20 minutes after that the ceasefire is broken, because like Israel's bombing Iran and Iran is bombing Israel, and nobody knows what side started it. Like, nobody knows who broke the ceasefire. Now, thankfully, the United States is not involved in this right now. So somehow we managed to bomb a foreign country and their nuclear sites nonetheless, and still managed to evade being dragged into this war. Although, we really still are in a war here, because this is a proxy war between Israel and Iran. Obviously, we're fighting vicariously through them. And so think about it that way, right? Like, where does Israel get their weapons from? Well, the United States. So where do they get a lot of their funding from? The United States. I mean, for God's sake, Israel has universal health care, and the United States doesn't even have universal health care, right? And we're paying them. Like, what? Excuse me? Like, what? In what world does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. And so, anyways, we'll try to give you some comedic relief here. We'll show you this little clip. You might need to turn it up, and then we'll talk about it just real quickly and wrap up the video here. So this is just, God, you got to take comedy where you can, because it's a cold world these days.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
How absolutely hilarious was that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Right? So he's, you can tell he's fed up, right? It backfired, and who knows why it backfired. I mean, there's speculation all around. Nobody knows, really what's going on here. Obviously, tensions are high in the Middle East, and so, I mean, hey, even the United States for that matter. And, people don't just want to necessarily have a ceasefire just for no reason here when they feel like they've been wronged so badly that there's no other way than to fight back. So like that's the first thing there. But it's actually pretty interesting to me that like, you could think about like, I don't know, like Netanyahu, for example, right? You could say, well, Jesus Christ, like it feels almost like Trump is his puppet in some regards, right? You could say Trump's probably pretty upset with him right now. And then like with Iran too, it's like, yeah, he's probably pretty upset with Iran too, just as Iran should be upset with the United States on that same court, on the other side of the coin. So nobody really knows what's going on here. I'm sure we'll get some updates here in the coming days, see if the United States does get dragged back into it officially with attacks on our bases. Obviously, there was attacks yesterday in Qatar as well as Iraq. All the missiles were shot down, thankfully. Nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, so that was a good thing. But nonetheless, it means that there was actually attacks on the United States. I don't know if you want to on United States bases, right? So, I mean, a little bit away from the mainland, but nonetheless, it was an attack on the United States, and so we got to be very cautious right now. Obviously, send your thoughts out to everybody who's involved in this. If you're going to have boots on the ground, it's not good. Send your thoughts out to people who are actually, being genocided by Israel, for example. Send your thoughts out to the women who are being subjugated as second-class citizens in Iran, and so, and then send your thoughts out to the people who might be drafted in the United States and our soldiers, and then send your thoughts out to the economy, which is, getting wrecked every day, right? We're always losing money as a result of these senseless wars. And so send your thoughts out, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to do your own research on things. Always do your own research, make up your own mind, stay informed, and go out and vote. If you're in New York, although it might have closed by now. But shout out to Memdani. Maybe we'll have to make a video about that here soon. So anyways, try to hit that subscribe button here. Helps out the algorithm. We're close to 110 subscribers. So hopefully we can hit it here in the coming week. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.